Jets chaos. Last time we discussed the safety room. What room do you want to move to now?
Cornerbacks.
Okay, well, tell me about the cornerbacks. Who was in the room last year and what do you rate them?
Last year we had Sauce Gardner, the rookie of the year, defensive rookie of the year. One of the most underrated backs in the league, and that in Reed, TJ Reed. So, and then we can't forget our slot corner, Michael Carter II, who's an excellent player. So, what's exciting is all three of them. Well, two of them were first year in the system, right? Sauce Gardner was a rookie, so it was his first year. Then you have Reed, and it was his first year. And it's actually Michael Hall II, who's coming into his third year, that actually has 2 years experience with the system. And we already saw him get better from year one to year two. We're seeing his growth, that he's probably top 10 in the league in the NFL.
What would you give last year's performance for that room?
A minus.
A minus.
A minus.
So the question is, with a year more, you have the same players, right? You have the same players. Do they move up to A? Do they move down?
No, they're absolutely moving up to A, maybe A plus. They might be the best trio in the NFL, and I don't think that's a stretch. I think that a lot of people talk about duos, and they don't even mention them because there's no respect for Reed. And then not as many people talk about trios. If we're going to talk about the cornerback room and the starting corners, we have to talk about trios. And if you want to go into depth, we have to talk about Brandon Eccles, because Brandon Eccles would be a solid starter on many teams. So
He
if
had a
we
pick
talk
six
about,
against the Giants.
he's another guy that we picked in fourth, fifth round. He's another guy that we've developed ourselves. He's an excellent cornerback, and he definitely would be a starter in another team. Plenty of teams he would start. He's very solid. He's a really good football player.
So cornerback, we're going from A minus, an excellent
Yeah.
score, by the way, to an A, maybe A plus. We'll call it an A.
We could do that. I wouldn't want to change that room I wouldn't trade those four guys, those four top corners, for any other team's four guys. I would not make it. There's no one I would trade with.
Sounds like an A plus then.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. That sounds awesome. I'm so
Yeah.
excited for this season. Lots of interceptions, lots of shutting the other teams down on their long attempts. Very excited about it.
Oh, Jets. Oh, Jets.